Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing a new pen model from Xezo. Xezo is an American-based pen company that make really high-quality pens. I reviewed their Incognito model a few years ago. Absolutely loved it. Part of my sort of stock collection of pens now. But this pen is a new model. This is how it comes packaged. A little bit of information in guarantee cards and things. Pen comes in a little plastic sleeve there. You get a couple of ink cartridges with it. And you can choose whether you want blue or black or a mix of blue and black. It's all very nice. And here is the pen. So this pen model is called the Speedmaster. Now, it's named that because it is a fairly lightweight pen. It is slim, it is sleek, and it is designed for, well, speed, I guess. I'm going to talk about the parts and features of the pen. I will do a writing sample and talk about some pros and cons. Top of the pen is a shiny chrome-plated end there. And the clip comes off that, and it's a fairly flexible clip, very functional, with these little like ridges down the front. The cap swells slightly to that center band that says Xezo Speedmaster, and then number 160. There is a limited edition of 500 of these pens. This is number 160. All of them are individually numbered. There's a few different finishes. So I suggest you check out the Xezo website or any retailer that sells them and see what's around. This is the black and mother of pearl version, as you can obviously see. After the cap band, we get this mother of pearl section. And this is hand cut and polished white mother of pearl on this edition. It's very nice. Sort of gets these faceted, sort of cuts in it. You can sort of feel the facets, but they are very smooth. Then we get another silver band, and then the body of the pen tapers to a chrome-plated end there. Now, the body of the pen is lacquered brass, but it is quite lightweight for a brass pen, keeping, in with that design feature. So it is a snap cap, and it's a really nice capping mechanism. And when you remove the cap, you get a medium-sized sort of step down onto a rather slim section with these both vertical and horizontal sort of grooves around it. And then you get a small nib there. It's a German-made nib. It is a medium, and it is labeled with Xezo, and then of course a plastic feed. The pen is cartridge converter. You can see a converter is provided, as were some cartridges. So, it's all very good. The threads are all nice. There's an O-ring just at the end of the threads there to lock that body down. There's a lot going for this pen. It is a smaller pen. It is a lighter pen, but there's a lot going for it. And wait until you see how that nib writes. Now, the pen does post, and they make a point on the Xezo website of that adding a bit more weight for security in the hand. I tend to think it back weights the pen ever so slightly, and with that slim section that we have there, it does feel a little bit sort of back heavy. The balance of this pen unposted is quite nice, although we still have that very slim section, and you do feel the step down off the barrel, but I'll come back to that shortly. Size comparison here with the Lamy Safari. You see it's just slightly shorter. Not by much, just a couple of millimeters shorter than the Lamy Safari. Uncapped, it's much more noticeably shorter, and posted it is definitely shorter. They both have smaller size nibs. I'm guessing this is around like a number 4 size nib on the Xezo here versus the Lamy sort of standard Safari nib. You see the section is much narrower there on the Xezo, and of course the pen is shorter. So what are the dimensions of the Xezo Speedmaster here? Well, it is 137 millimeters when it is capped, which makes it an okay length pen. Like, it's not short, but it's a smaller pen, but a good size. Uncapped, it's 124. Now, for me, this is an okay size. I can write with this quite comfortably, especially for short writing sessions or note-taking, or like quick note-taking, which is kind of what the pen is designed for. And then posted, it's 160. So it's not a bad length, but the weight does sort of sit on the back there. The whole pen weighs 32 grams, 21 in the body, and 11 in the cap. So it's not a huge amount of the pen's weight. It just sits back there. And because it is a narrow section on this pen, grip section, I think that unposted, it feels more natural in the hand. This is going to be a pen for those who like slim pens, because that grip section is slim. It's about 8 millimeters in the middle of the section there and about 11.5 around the body. But that 8 millimeters is on the slim side. So if you like slim pens that write really beautifully and have a nice sort of generous weight to them and some interesting design features, this may be a pen for you. So let's do a writing sample now with the Xezo Speedmaster. This is a steel medium nib, and the ink in this today is Colorverse Dark Energy. This ink color is absolutely astounding. Now, this is 90 GSM Clairefontaine paper. This pen writes quite wet, and this ink is quite wet, but it's a lovely ink and pen combination. So you can see the pen writes incredibly well. There's no issues keeping up. I've not had any ink starvation, no, hard starts or skipping, absolutely nothing. As I said, I think it writes kind of on the wetter side. Reverse writing is very, very possible. In fact, it's one of the best reverse writers I've seen in a while. Not a flex nib. You're just sort of pushing the more ink out, really. And I think that's just about it. You can see it writes beautifully. It's got a generous flow. It's a nice sort of fine medium, I guess you could say. But I love the way this nib writes, how it feels on the page, the line it puts down, the consistency of that line, the reliability of the nib. Xezo have been doing some really, really great things. And while this particular pen design may not be for everyone, that nib is astounding. So the Xezo Speedmaster is one of the more affordable Xezo fountain pens. It comes in around, I think, the $50 mark. As I'm filming this, it's not super readily available from a bunch of retailers, but you can jump on the Xezo website down below. We can pick one up, and I think at that price point it's a very reasonable pen. It's well made in Germany for the American retail, or for the American brand. It's got nice sort of accents. It's got a very, very nice nib, and if you're a fan of slim fountain pens, this one may be a good one for you. Okay, let's talk about some pros and cons. Now, I've got a couple of cons. Firstly, the posted weight. It's a nice weight, but the balance is just not amazing, unfortunately, for my hand. It may be different for you, but if you're holding it down on that slim grip, you feel a lot of weight behind your fingers. The other issue is the fact that it is a slim grip, and that's not going to be for everyone. It's sort of, as I said, it's around 8 millimeters in the middle there, which is quite slim. And also it has grooves on the section. So if you don't like a textured section, just be aware you can feel those grooves. And also it is a bit of an ink trap when you are inking the pen. So just make sure you get all the ink out of there before you hold the pen and get it in your fingers. But pros for this pen. Gosh, okay, firstly, that pearl accent. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the different color versions of this pen have different sort of color inlays as well. So this particular combination is insanely striking. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I like the fact that it's, a lacquered brass material, and all the furniture is plated brass as well. It's beautiful. It's well made. It's got a nice weight to it. Another thing I love is the capping mechanism. That is just beautiful. It's so satisfying. I really love that. But what is a fountain pen if the nib is not good? And oh my gosh, this nib is great. I have loved every second of writing with this pen. every second, even though I prefer personally a slightly wider grip section for quick note-taking, quick journaling, jotting down ideas, things like that, carrying this around, in a pen loop on the side of a notebook, that kind of stuff. Just grabbing it to write, oh my gosh, this nib is so nice. It is smooth, it is wet, lays down a generous line, but most of all, it is super reliable and consistent. And for me, it's an absolute winner. Xezo have been doing great things, and they continue to show why they are one of the, in my opinion, one of the sort of underrated pen companies going around. Please check them out if you are not familiar. They have a wide range of pens that are beautiful and interesting and write absolutely stunningly. So, thank you for watching. A big thank you to Xezo for sending this out for review. As I said, not going to be for everyone. There's certain design elements in that grip section and things that not everyone is going to love, but what a beautiful pen and what a fantastic writer. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. It all helps the algorithm and helps me be able to continue to grow my channel. If you've got a way you'd like to support my channel, I would love to hear from you. Until next time, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.